Okay, we've got the cap table. We understand the waterfall. Now let's walk through several exit scenarios to put these ideas into practice. Over the next few lessons, I'll walk through 4 distinct exit scenarios. Each scenario is going to describe an acquisition opportunity that this company faces. They're going to be sold to an outside investor. The only difference in the exit scenarios is the price that the company is selling for. So we'll walk through some very attractive exit scenarios and some not so attractive exit scenarios, and we'll look at and see how different series of investors think differently about these scenarios. Let's start with a very attractive scenario. Suppose the company is sold for $300 million. Now, how do we know that's an attractive scenario? Well, let's compare this value to the post-money valuation of the firm after Series B financing. Remember, Series B invested $15 million on a $15 million pre-money valuation. That made the post-money value of the firm after Series B $30 million. We went from a $30 million company, now we have a $300 million exit. The company has grown 10 times in size. It's 10 times more valuable than it was after the Series B round. This is a very attractive opportunity. Let's think about how the different series of investors are going to think about this exit opportunity. Well, let's start with Series B. Series B invested $15 million. If they remain preferred equity, their investment is capped at $45 million. That's the 3 times cap. So the most that they'll ever get if they don't convert their equity from participating preferred to common, the most that they'll get if they keep it as preferred is $45 million. Likewise, Series A invested $5 million, and if they remain preferred equity, if they do not convert to common, they're going to be capped out at 3 times that investment. That means $15 million. Okay, well, if they chose to remain preferred equity holders, that would pay out a total of $60 million to the Series A and Series B. There would be, $240 million remaining. Option holders could invest $2 million and have 20%, could have 10% of that claim. Would you like to invest $2 million to have 10% of $242 million? Absolutely. So you would invest $2 million additional dollars. There would be $242 million that would flow to the common equity holders, those 5 million shares. That's what would happen if Series A and Series B chose not to convert to common equity. But as you can see, that's not what's going to happen. This is such an attractive exit opportunity that the Series B investor is going to look and say, wait a second. I could remain a preferred equity holder and be capped at $45 million, or I could convert to common. If I convert to common, my 10 million Series B shares will become 10 million common shares. There'll be 20 million shares outstanding. I'll get half of the distribution. The distribution is going to be $302 million because that $300 million exit, the option holders are going to look at that and they're going to say, yes, let's pay $1 per share or $2 million into the company in order to receive 10% of the distribution. So there's going to be $302 million left to distribute amongst the common shareholders. Series B shares would be half of that. They'd get $151 million. So they look at this exit opportunity and they say, okay, wait, I could remain preferred equity and be capped at $45 million, or I can convert to common equity. I can get half of the total distribution and have $151 million. That's obviously better, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, what about Series A? Well, Series A is capped at 15 million if they remain preferred equity. What if they convert to common equity? Well, if they convert to common equity, their shares, their 5 million total shares, are 25% of the company on a fully diluted basis. That means they'd get 25% of this 302 million. That's $75.5 million. They'd look at this opportunity and they'd say, okay, I'd get 15 million if I remained a preferred equity holder, or I can convert to common and get 75.5 million. That's clearly the better option, so I'll convert. Now, if Series B is converted to common equity and Series A is converted to common equity, then the common shareholders own 25% of the company. Everyone here in this exit opportunity is participating as a common shareholder. The founder and the option pool together are 25% of the firm. They'll get the remaining 75.5 million. So in a very attractive exit opportunity like this, it's optimal for the preferred equity holders to convert their shares into common, in which case the entire exit is distributed on a pro rata basis. Everyone's paid at the same time. Common equity holders, the Series A's conversion, and the Series B's conversion. And in this exit opportunity, the $300 million exit triggers $302 million in distribution proceeds because of the extra $2 million that are occurring from the options strike price being paid into the distribution pool. That $302 million is distributed 50% to the Series B, 25% to the Series A, 25% to the common.